Hello everyone. Welcome to the session where we are discussing how to choose the best online coaching for CAT preparation. So I am very happy first of all that you are here and you are looking at CAT prep as an aspiration for you. And generally when students are confused about how to prepare and where to prepare from, the most important question these days is whether to go for an offline physical classroom or an online classroom. Well, for starters, it does not matter whether it is online or offline. But this session is specifically for those people who are considering an online option. The problem that you face in an online class is generally more palpable than what it is in the offline format. Because in an offline format, you can look at a classroom, you can meet a teacher, and you can see and get a look and feel of where you're going to study and how it is going to be. However, in an online format, generally everything is not visible to you, obviously. So for example, at Career Launcher, we have both these formats running beautifully, right? And students, getting results, whether they are from online or offline, it does not matter. So technically, effectiveness wise, there is no problem, whether you do it online or you do it offline. So for those of you who are looking at an online option, how do you choose? That's the question. So let's get straight to the answer. And the answer is multifold. So the first point that I want to cover is check the kind of faculty members and the mentors who are going to teach you, who are going to solve your doubts, who are going to help you with your preparation. Generally, that will give you a great idea about how good the institute is and what your outcome is going to be. For the second one, also it is a good idea to check how updated the studying material is, and generally that comes from the feedback of the students. So you can find online reviews of the students to check if the studying material is up to date. Now when I say up to date, what do I mean? I mean CAT is a very old exam. ZAT is a very old exam. These exams have been going on for a long time, but the patterns do keep changing. Is the institute keeping up with the pace to make the updates is the question. Or are they still living 5 years behind, So the third parameter and very important parameter here is the previous year question papers or previous year question papers ke questions getting discussed in form of workshops, in form of test papers, in various different forms. Just to give you a flavor of it, we at CL have this entire series called Race to 99 Percentile, which all our online and offline students go through. And this particular series, we discussed CAT 2023 actual question papers of all 3 slots. Along with that discussion, we talk about tips, tricks, strategies to solve the paper well, some jugaad solutions, maybe using elimination as an option or some other kind of jugaad as an option to get to the answer, because it's not possible that you would know all the answers. So there are ways of finding answers. So these kind of things is what helps you decide what a good institute looks like. The fourth important point is the mock tests. Whether it is CAT or ZAT or SNAP, NMAT, whatever exams you're appearing for, does your institute have enough mocks in the first place? Having mocks is one thing. Are the mocks of the right level in terms of whatever CAT covers in terms of the level of difficulty of the questions? Does the test series of an institute cover all the different levels of difficulty that the CAT represents? What are they doing with the mock test? Is there an analysis that is happening? Do you have video solutions for the questions in the mocks? Do you have any jugaad or trick solutions that are given to you? These are important questions to ask as far as a mock is concerned. Another interesting thing about mocks is, do you have enough proctored mocks? So institutes tend to give a certain number of mocks to the students to take at their leisure. Now that might not be the best way to do it. So for example, we have, out of the 30 mocks that we give to the students, 15 mocks are of a flexi type, which can be taken at home anytime you want. Whereas the Pro mocks, the CDC Pro, we call it CDC Flexi and CDC Pro. CDC stands for Countdown Cat mocks. So CDC Pro mocks are semi-proctored mocks, which are supposed to be given on an exact day out of the 3-day window that we have, on an exact slot. So this is about the mock test. So please check if the institute that you're looking at has good mock test series with solutions, with video solutions, with Jugaad, all of it. The fifth important point, apart from the mocks, is also the sectional tests. It is very important before you go on to the mock tests to be able to take sectional tests. What does sectional test mean is, let's say before you take the whole test for 2 hours, there are 40-minute sectional tests for, say, verbal ability and reading comprehension, VARC section, QA section, and DILR, data interpretation and logical reasoning sections. So we take the sectional test, get some sectional test right, so that we can present it together in form of a mock test tomorrow. That is the key to it. Do you have enough sectional tests? Does the sectional test have solutions? Then there's something at CL we have which is called topic tests. So before you go for the sectional test, there's something called a topic-wise test. So what is a topic-wise test? So let's say you studied in an online lecture, you studied time, speed, and distance chapter in quant. After doing that time, speed, distance chapter, you solved the exercise which is given to you in the book and the class exercise online. So there's a book which is a hard copy and there's a soft copy in terms of a class exercise. Both of these you've solved. Then you go on to the student portal, we call it My Zone at CL, and then you look for that particular chapter-wise, topic-wise tests. And then there are different levels of it, basics and advanced and so on. So you can take those tests and over the next 2, 3, 4 days and make sure that your chapter is done well. The sixth point and very important point as far as online lectures are concerned. See, when it is about the offline physical classrooms, you have a batch time, and you have to come at the batch timing exactly to take the lecture, else you miss the lecture, right? Of course, there are ways to get backups, but that's difficult to do. However, for the online lectures, there is a benefit of having the recorded sessions. These recorded sessions are absolutely available at your fingertips in case by chance you miss the lectures. However, a word of caution here, I would suggest not to miss many lectures, because though the recorded solutions are available, recorded videos are available, at the same time it makes a lot of sense to have discipline in your preparation. So make sure you attend the lectures. In case you miss them or you require a revision or repetition of it, you always have the recorded lectures. So look for a nice institute which has these benefits of flexible preparation. Okay, going forward, the next point that is very important for you to check is the proven success records. Does the institute have a legacy, and not legacy of just the brand name and the years behind it, but the legacy of results? This is very important. The quality of an institute does depend on the proof that they are able to provide in terms of the previous batch. Among the important considerations for an online institute or an online lecture, personalized attention is an important one. Again, if I compare it with the offline format, generally what we see is in a classroom, you have a faculty in front of you. It is very easy to catch the faculty to get doubts done. What is a process or the system that a coaching institute follows when you take online lectures? Is there a way to solve your doubts inside the lectures and outside the lectures? That is very important. Is there any other personal attention that you are getting in case you are stuck with something? That is the question. Coming to the next part, form filling guidance is a very important point to consider. See, however your preparation goes, so there are multiple parts to getting a successful result at CAT and getting into a top B school. What is that? So the first element is the prep itself, right? studying quant, verbal, DILR, etc., and getting that right. The second is appearing for mocks, analyzing them, making strategy on that basis, and repeating the process. So that's the mock analysis and strategy part. The third part is the GDPI part, which comes in later. Group discussion, personal interview, written ability test, etc. So that is the third part. But there's a fourth part that a lot of institutes miss out on. And that is the right form filling guidance. It is very important to fill the right college forms and the right exam forms. A lot of students don't have an idea. They've come here for CAT, but they don't know that they've not come here for CAT exam. They have come here to get into a top B school. If they've come here for top B school, that could be through CAT or ZAT or NMAT or GMAT or whatever. But the student doesn't know about it. And that is where the institute's responsibility comes in, to inform the student at the right time, to make sure that the student fills the right form. Because once the deadline is passed, you can't do anything about it. You wait for another year till you can fill up the forms again. The same thing works with the college forms as well. If you miss an institute form, thinking that this institute is too difficult for me to achieve, too aspirational, or too low for me to try, you don't know this because you don't know what is going to happen with your CAT, ZAT, SNAP and other exams. So there is a logic to it. So for example, at Career Launcher, we suggest the students to fill up forms on the basis of their aspiration, the realistic zone of percentile that they are in the mocks, and backups. So there has to be a good ratio of these three colleges to be able to have enough options after your GDPI. The institute must be able to tell you this. Another point that is very important here is, and I've already mentioned it, is mock preparation for GDs, interviews and VAT. People forget that they have not come here only for the entrance exams, which is CAT, ZAT and SNAP. Actually, that is just a screening process. It is not a selection process. Selection process starts after the screening process is over, which means after CAT is over or after ZAT or NMAT is over, is when the institutes call you for group discussions and personal interviews and written ability tests and all the other different methods involved. So our institute has to prepare you for that as well. What is their background? What is their history of preparing students with the GDPI process? That is an important point to look at. Going forward, the next point that is very important is the cost value assessment. Now, when I say cost value assessment, it is very easy to assume that the cheaper the institute, the better it is, or the costlier the institute, the better it is. I mean, no such logic really applies. The logic to apply is the cost that you are paying, what is the outcome of it? What are you getting back? What is the value that your investment is generating? That assessment is very important. Where do you get this information from? Generally, it comes again from where the proof is, and the proof is in the results. So the alumni of the institute will be able to give you good idea about what is, and then add to that your own assessment to decide the right institute. Finally, one important point that I do not want to miss out on is the right learning environment. What is the right learning environment? So how is the mood, or how is the vibe, right? Vibe is the right word to use when a teacher is teaching you, or someone who's taking doubts maybe on Telegram channel or whatever, right? There's an entire team, for example, at CL, which handles doubts on the Telegram group for the online students. So what is the vibe there? Are they quick enough to solve your doubts? Are they helpful, or are they? So all of these things matter. So a good learning environment is very important. The learning environment is important at your end also. For example, if you're sitting at home or in the office or somewhere or in your hostels and preparing for CAT, do you have a good place where you can study with ease and do you have a good Wi-Fi, right, to attend the lectures and so on? Or will your video keep buffering, right? So these things are very important. So a good learning environment in every way is very important in your CAT preparation. Going forward, as I already said, the best way to decide who to consult, in terms of what institute to pick, is connect with the B school alumni. Try to connect as an aspirant. You try to connect with the B school alumni. That can be done on LinkedIn, for example, right? Start doing that networking right away. This kind of a networking exercise will also help you right now and during your GDPI preparation. By the way, while you are analyzing which institute to get into, of course, you are watching a video from CL. So let me tell you a very beautiful tool that we have which will help you decide. And probably you will not find this tool anywhere else, or at least not as accurate. And that is the MBA Profilizer, or the IIM Profilizer as we call it. Now, what is this Profilizer? A Profilizer is a tool where you put in your profile, you input your profile, and it gives you an output which says that which B schools are available for you, which B schools are a strong match or a moderate match in your case, and at what percentile will they give you an admission or a call, right? Now, here's where you have a question, that there's an assumption, for example, that an IIM Ahmedabad or Bangalore will not call you unless you have a 99.9 percentile, right? Which is not the case. Even if you are sitting at 100 percentile, you may or may not get a call from an IIM Ahmedabad or a Bangalore or a Calcutta or a Lucknow for that matter. On the same note, it is also true that you may get a call at a 95, 93 or even below from the top 3 IIMs and 4 IIMs that I'm talking about. That is possible, but no one knows this. How would you know this? Visit the IIM Profilizer. The link is in the description below, so you can get it there. Make sure you check for your profile what percentile is required for what college. And that will be and it will also give you a reason of why is such a low percentile giving me an admission into such a college, right? So what part of your profile is it which is helping you out? Is it the 10 standard score? Is it the gender point that you've got? Is it the diversity of your academic background which is working for you? What is working for you? It will tell you straight away. And hence which college to target and what percentile to target. It will give you a beautiful idea about that. With this, we come to the end of the session. I wish you all the very best. In case you want to reach out to us, please put a comment below and we will be able to talk to you about it. And yes, do share, do subscribe and do comment, and don't forget to drop the like. Thank you so much. Have a good day.